Sunshine and 31 degrees today, but it won't last into the weekend. Heavy showers and thunderstorms, and then turning cooler. I'll have all the details of that and more coming up. And good morning, Britain.
You, Laura, obviously, I would not make the mistake of calling this a heat wave. Who would do that?
I think everyone's very excited. We have a few days of warm weather, and in typical British style, it is set to come crashing to an end on Saturday. But let me give you the details. So, yes, yesterday we got to 28 degrees Celsius. Here's how hot it's set to be as we head through the next few days. Today is the peak in our temperature, as Nick was saying, 31 degrees Celsius. Cooler tomorrow, but significantly cooler if the heat is too much for you from this weekend onwards. Is it a heat wave? The big question. We need a threshold of temperatures. So these are the temperatures we need across the country to get a heat wave. Now, we had 28 degrees yesterday. We've got 31 degrees today, potentially 28, so maybe just into the heat wave category for a few places, but it will not last. But it's worth bearing in mind, this is not us being party poopers, the alert that Nick was just talking about. This is for health and social care settings for the very young and very vulnerable. A report out today from Friends of the Earth said that there are 6 million people in this category of very young people under 5, very old people or people with chronic illnesses that these high temperatures will be terrible for. And they actually issued this on the 2-year anniversary of the highest temperature the UK has ever recorded, which, yes, was 40.3 degrees Celsius 2 years ago today. And this across the UK was part of a huge heat wave that we had. And we had in excess of 3,500 deaths from these high temperatures. And across Europe, there were 61,000 deaths. So high temperatures can be very worrying. Thankfully for us, nowhere near as warm as this weekend. But it is worth pointing out that not everybody's seeing the warmth and the sunshine. It is largely for England and Wales. It is cloudier and wetter and cooler further north and west. This is the very latest satellite and radar. It is largely dry across the country. Some shallow mist and fog will soon burn off, but it's England and Wales that has the best of the sunshine today. Scotland and Northern Ireland are cloudier. The southwesterly flow brings a fair bit of moisture through these Irish Sea coasts, so misty and murky for Cornwall coast, Wales coast as well, and then some rain across the far northwest later. Temperature-wise, we're looking above average in the north, 22 degrees, but 31 degrees in the sunshine across the south and east, even up to 29 degrees across the north of England. And it means UV levels are high to very high. Tonight, like last night, a very uncomfortable night ahead. Some places may not get below 20 degrees, which means it could be a tropical night for some. And then here comes the change. The best of the sunshine holding on for eastern areas tomorrow. A band of rain moves in from the west. Ahead of that, a thundery outbreak. So this hot weather not lasting for long. Good morning to you. It is said to be the hottest day of the year so far, and Nick Dixon is at the seaside. Many people, I'm sure, heading to places like Eastbourne to get the blue skies. This is what is happening for today. 31 degrees Celsius tomorrow. If we get to 28, it could just make it a heat wave, but then it turns cooler for the rest of the weekend into next week. Welcome news if the heat is just too much for you. And here's the why. It's down to the fact that high pressure is dominating, bringing the heat in from the mid-continent where they've had some record temperatures. But from the west, this weather front moves in tomorrow, pushes away all of that warm air and brings with it cooler conditions and the return to what we've been used to so far this summer, cooler, wetter weather. So for today, we've got rain across the north and west, but elsewhere it is dry, sunny, and yet again, it is set to be not just very warm, it is set to be hot today. Temperatures up to 28, 29 degrees across the north of England, 31 across the southeast, but Scotland and Northern Ireland, wondering what all the fuss is about. You guys are cloudy and cool with outbreaks of rain in the northwest later. So here's how things pan out as we head through the next 7 days. The north of the UK is closer to low pressure, so temperatures here, no great shakes. Scotland, Northern Ireland, northern areas of England, temperatures, yes, it's above average for some today, but sitting around about average for the rest of the week. Percentage chance of rainfall across the north of the UK. It is largely dry today, but that weather front moves in later, bringing rain for tomorrow. Sunday is your driest day of the weekend, and then the mix into next week. Fortunes further south for England and Wales for the next 7 days. Well, temperatures today are way above average, and they stay above average for tomorrow, but then they slowly start to moderate, but still staying above where we should be, and in the sunshine, feeling very nice indeed. Worth pointing out some warm nights to come. Today is dry, hot and sunny. Tomorrow it is all change, and that's when it turns cooler for many.